Hey guys, it's your favorite Dynamite here, and welcome back to another Wave 7 remake. Today we have Giratina versus Superboy Prime. Let's begin here. Now, obviously, Superboy Prime is an universal entity. I don't think there should be any ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I understand. I really do. As a comic book reader, he is a frustrating character when he's written. You see, Superboy Prime really hasn't been written that well, in all honesty. Now, yes, the Darkest Night showing one of his best here, pretty easily. But before that, he lost to Black Adam and Shazam, two characters he had clowned in the past. But then again, he also lost to the Teen Titans, and then he also oh boy, he just has not had it the best here. I mean, he's one of the weirdly written characters that are somehow inconsistent when they should be consistent. But anyway, let's not use these lower showings here. Let's actually just talk about this overall. So we will be using Superboy Prime, at his higher ends and higher ends only. Let's talk about it here. So Superboy Prime has been able to punch around and even harm the likes of the Darkest Night. Now, yes, I did find out that the Darkest Night was not utilizing any of his power against Superboy Prime because, again, it would actually just be a waste of power here. But again, these blows still hurt him. Even if they were his reality-shattering punches here, he still managed to harm the Darkest Night in some way or shape or form. The same Darkest Night who was able to take attacks from Perpetua, the creator of the multiverse, or multiverses, considering the sheer fact that DC has confirmed that they do have a dark multiverse, which had many, and I do mean many, alternate versions of Batman. And yet Superboy Prime was also able to kill an alternate version of a dark version of Superman that had destroyed his entire universe and had its power as well here. Crazy. He's also torn through the Anti-Monda's armor, beaten two Superman back-to-back, the main timeline and the Kingdom Come Superman, no diddy. And well, yeah, they actually were forced to put him in the same zone where Krypton exploded, so kryptonite all around him, right? And then they blasted him full power, no holding back. Keep in mind, again, everyone is weakened here by that kryptonite field, and yet he survived that. Let's not forget when he was beating the absolute mess out of Sodom Yeet, who had the entire emotional spectrum as well here. Then you got Wonder Woman, the goddess of war herself. She was no match for Superboy Prime either. He's also taken attacks from Black Adam, said that they tickled Martian Manhunter. The entirety of every Lantern Corps hero and villain on Earth, the Teen Titans, all right, Justice League, Justice Society, the Doom Patrol, they was jumping him, and yet they could do nothing. And keep in mind, at this point, this was like World War III Black Adam here. And this is actually a really impressive showing for multiple reasons here. For sorry, the sheer fact that Black Adam hits harder and was likely stronger than Superman at that point, by the way. And, well, he ragdolled nearly all the heroes on Earth by himself with nothing more than physical strength. And keep in mind, Superman by himself has universal feats. Him being beyond the concepts of distance, time, and, speed itself. Punching through realities where in DC, everything is infinite in size. But again, it has a finite cap at the end of it because of the source wall. Crazy, ain't it? Oh, but let's not forget Superman's most recent feat. Now, depending on if you want to scale Superboy Prime to this or not here, I guess that will be up to you. But again, considering the fact that I still think his Darkest Night feat would exceed this here, I am going to use it. The sheer fact that Doomsday, King of Hell Doomsday, not only busted out of hell, but was able to rip apart a parasite that had drained some of his own power. Dude literally ripped himself in half. Oh, what did Superman do? He beat the absolute crap out of this Doomsday. Like, do y'all see this? There is bone and blood in the air. I'm not even sure if that's his blood or Doomsday's blood. I don't even think Doomsday bleeds. Does he? I don't remember that. I don't even think Doomsday bleeds. So that might be Superman's own blood on him. But then again, lots of things in comics have changed. So it is what it is here. So at the end of the day, Superboy Prime should also easily be many times faster than light or immeasurable levels of speed here. Easily universal, heat vision, frost breath, and his reality altering punch, also known as the retcon punch. But now we have to go into his opponent, Giratina, the Shadow Dragon. Now, let's start off with something simple here, and something I found out recently. Pokemon actually has another multiverse. Yeah, there are technically 3 multiverses here in Pokemon here. There is the Dream World, or the Dream Dimension. This dimension actually connects Pokemon, human, everything, to a mental landscape where dreams are considered universes. And every human and every Pokemon is able to dream up their own reality, which is a part of this dream dimension, making it an entire multiverse altogether. Keep in mind, the Pokemon multiverse by itself is infinite in size with infinite possibilities, where both the manga, the anime, and the games are all considered alternate universes. But what does that have to do with Giratina? I know what you're saying. Giratina created the mirror dimension, which would basically be a mirror creation of the entirety of the multiverse. This means he maintains all of reality, and he uses the mirror dimension to basically fix any anomalies in reality. But here's the thing, right? Giratina is likely one of the strongest legendary Pokemon out there, being able to manhandle Dialga and Palkia, who are the living concepts of time and space, and embody them fully. Able to handle Regigigas, Darkrai, and Cresselia, who both embody the concepts of imagination, being both nightmares and good dreams, which is absolutely crazy. Keep in mind, Giratina's ghost-type physiology actually makes him immune to physical attacks here. This even includes Regigigas, who actually had his slow start already, worn off, by the way. And, yeah, he took a punch that Dialga and Palkia could not. And, he looked at Regigigas like he was stupid and proceeded to slap him into the ground. Literally. Now, here's the funny thing, right? Giratina also possesses a plethora of other abilities. This includes intangibility, invisibility, teleportation, antimatter manipulation, and even if he takes damage, he can actually use Dragon Breath, and this will reverse all of the damage that he was taking back onto his opponent and leave him fresh as a fiddle. Keep in mind, he's also able to use the reality warping to repair holes and tears within reality. Giratina also is able to use this thing called the Shadow Force, or is one of his many hacks as well here. He's also able to induce status ailment, but before I get into that here, let's talk about the Shadow Force, right? The Shadow Force is actually a ability that allows Giratina to bypass the durability and defenses of his opponent. Basically, if he uses this on you, you're getting hurt regardless. It doesn't matter if you have a force field. It does not matter if you have a high level of defense here. This attack bypasses all of that stuff, right? And then it just nails you with it. It's a very powerful and potent move here. So with that being said here, this will also make Giratina faster than light to immeasurable levels of speed. And so, with that being said, we can now begin the analysis. Superboy Prime versus Giratina. Now, this may come as a surprise, or maybe it won't here, but I am leaning towards Giratina. In the last video, I said it wasn't close at all, but I think after really re-looking at Giratina, re-looking at the Pokemon cosmology, yeah, Superboy Prime definitely has a few ways he can get around Giratina. He's able to die through the anti-monitor's beams, which are, again, antimatter, so he should be fine against being sealed in Giratina's antimatter as well here. He could easily damage Giratina, kinda. You see, physical blows are not going to cut it here. You see, Connor's going to wail on him here. And, well, it's not going to... I think I just called him Connor. Oh, my gosh. Prime is going to wail on him. And he's going to use all those physical blows here before he gets to the retcon punch. And it's not going to work due to his biology. It makes him immune to just blunt force trauma in general. But now, let's actually talk about what could really happen. The retcon punch. How does that actually fare against Giratina? Well, believe it or not, this is likely one of the few things that can actually damage Giratina in this fight here. And pretty much here, Superboy Prime is not far above being petty and spamming the same move over and over and over again until he gets the job done. In terms of speed, I would definitely say they're equal, but I definitely think Superboy Prime could definitely land a lot more punches here. However, where I think Giratina does take it is the sheer fact that he embodies the literal concept of reality itself. It's a plaything to him, and it's very possible Superboy Prime's reality-altering punches could very well get manipulated against him by the god of reality manipulation itself here. Imagine where Superboy Prime, right, uses his retcon punch, but Giratina winds up using that same energy and just collapses it on Prime, bends the reality warping energy on him. And then even if that works, there are two ways that Giratina can get around this. Number one is, again, Dragon Breath, returning all the damage and doubling it as well here. And then we have the sheer fact that Giratina could just repair himself with his reality warping here. Because, again, it is going to be Prime's only resort here, and it's very possible that Giratina could literally just get out the way with teleportation. Teleporting around the battlefield, using any type of attack like Aura Sphere, Dragon Pulse, Will-O-Wisp, which will cause burning over time and just wear Superboy Prime's stamina down. And again, he can just, well, repair reality itself here. So he could pretty much repair anything that Superboy pretty much does to him here. So in all honesty, yeah, I'm going to have to give it to Giratina, and I do think it is a mid difficulty at best. There are times where I do think Prime could win, but back then I was, a little newer when it came to the Pokemon cosmology. But now, yeah, I think Giratina wins this mid difficulty. He's just too much in the end of the day. But that's going to be all today, you guys, and y'all have a blessed day. Peace.